Hello, my name is Rich Ferrer and I'm the director of the Joshua Wilderness Institute. This is a 9-month program for 56 students, 28 guys, 28 girls, who are desiring to give 9 months of their life to the Lord and see what God might have in store for them.
I wanted to go to Joshua because I heard that people's lives can be changed there and that God will rock your world.
I wanted to go to Joshua because I knew that I had a lot of growing to do, and I wanted to actually know what it was like to live out my faith and not just say I was a Christian.
One of the biggest things I learned in Joshua was I learned to make my faith my own and not just believe it because my parents believed it.
I mean, it's 9 months long of teaching and Bible study and classes and trips and just really being poured into by the staff here. And
I describe Joshua to all my friends at home as the best kind of hard. That was the briefest, best way I could ever describe Joshua. It was almost impossible to live by, but it was the best thing I've ever done for myself spiritually.
Joshua is this program where we head up and we get out of everyday life and we live in this really sweet building and just learn how to live and love people.
56 students living together for 9 months. The whole point of it is living in community, and that during that year they'd come out better people.
One of my favorite things about Joshua was the community I lived in. I lived with 55 other people, and it was crazy to have that many brothers and sisters.
And we did the classes together, we ate together, we went on trips together, so it's just growing with a community that just loves you on every bit, and they also work on you.
it's such a cool thing is that we can encourage each other and we can be there for each other because we know each other so well because we live in the same building for 9 months.
We do a lot of different things. We've got classes.
My favorite class in Joshua was probably theology, just because I've been a Christian my whole life and I've never in-depth studied what I believe and why I believe it and the reasons behind it.
Every evening we bring in a special guest speaker who teaches for a week.
I would say one of my favorite night speakers or evening discussion speakers was Jim Cook, who came at he was our last speaker, and it was just amazing what he had to say, where he constantly said every single night, "You're a chosen generation," and he wouldn't stand for us being kids anymore.
We read a different book every month, and so we've got a book list, and so students are being challenged by books from C.S. Lewis' Mere Christianity to The Pursuit of Holiness.
I was challenged in Joshua when we read the book Celebration of Discipline, and it talked about the spiritual disciplines, and I realized how undisciplined I am in that area.
I think the thing that sets Joshua apart from anything else is the fact that we're doing more than just knowledge, but we're trying to give them wisdom. If we teach them about evangelism, we're going to go on a missions trip and we're going to take them to a place where they have to use what they've been learning and put it into practice.
One of my favorite trips, even though I liked pretty much them all, was our trip to LA. And the reason for that was we just got to see so much, and I got my eyes open to the way that a lot of the country lives and just how poor they are and how much I actually have. And so it made me realize it's not about me. It made me realize that there's actually something I can do, and there's a whole other world out there, and it's all about just me obeying God and me loving on them.
And then at the end of our year, we make our trip to Israel for 2 weeks, where we hike 100 miles through Israel, and we get to actually walk where Jesus walked.
Israel changed the way I read my Bible. I've always wanted to read the Bible all the way through, and I would get to halfway through Genesis and be like, I have no idea what I'm reading. This doesn't make sense. And so Israel combined with our Old Testament class just really opened up the Old Testament for me, and seeing where this stuff actually happened, sitting on the hill where David fought Goliath, looking over that valley was just something I can't describe. And I will never read that story the same because I can actually picture it now and see what went on.
It's away from distraction. It's a safe haven to learn about God and to really discover your heart and where it's at with God, and to really be changed by God, and a safe place to be broken by God, and a safe place to grow after being broken.
The Shema is Deuteronomy 6:4, and basically what it's saying is that we're called to love God with everything we have. And we learn the Hebrew version of it in Joshua, and it goes a little something like this. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu.
Adonai Echad. Ve'achavta et Adonai.
Elohecha v'hod levavka uv'hod nafshika.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength.
And love your neighbor as yourself. Amen.